Yo, I'm not really into this YouTube thing, but thought I'd give it a go. So I'm going to show you guys how I flip phones for profit from Australia to New Zealand. Oh shit. Yo, so just on our way, on our way to go pick up iPhone 12 with a smashed back for 320 bucks. Yeah, Aussie dollars. Take it back, see what condition it's in, go from there. Just driving on this motorway here. Yeah, just picked it up. It's not in the best shape, but you know, nothing we can't get fixed up. Sweet, so we're back in the workshop. We've got to fix this up. Got the new housing here. Some people are probably just going to be like, oh, why don't you do the back glass? Well, I mean, if you look at the frame, it's kind of like beaten up a bit, and it's like $15 for back glass or $30 for a frame, and we want to make it look pristine. And judging by how exposed it's been, it's probably not the best for the back glass, and just to sit there and pick it off, even with the laser, it's going to take forever. And with those magnets as well, especially those MagSafe magnets, it's just a lot more difficult than, you know, 11 series, XR series and all of that. So I'm going to go for a housing swap like my usual. And yeah, I'm not going to film the whole thing because that's boring, but I'll film the big bits. Someone has been in this phone before, so someone has opened it up, put a new screen on. Alright, so we got the phone open. So this person hasn't, oh, that's not looking good. This person hasn't even taken this backing off here on the screen. It's not looking too good. I'm hoping we're not going to have to do a screen replacement, but we will see. Let's have a look. Fingers crossed. I mean, this is kind of why I hate working on other people's work, because most people like to botch for work. I mean, how hard is it to even just take this backing off? It's really not difficult at all. Yeah, so just get this second plate off, get the screen off, and see what we're dealing with. So disconnect the battery. Here we go, and this in the Face ID. Wow. So it's this cable's a little bit torn right there. It's supposed to go under here, but it's brilliant work from whoever did this. We're gonna do the whole housing and we'll put it together, and if the screen's giving us any issues, we'll change it out, but hopefully not. So how I do my housings is we take the motherboard out, and then from there we'll do the charging port, and then that will allow us to remove the battery easily, and well, the pull tabs at the bottom at least, and then we'll pull the cameras out and take the top battery strips out, and we'll put in all those small parts at the top once we've done the charging port, and the MagSafe. Yeah, it's, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably put a time lapse on now. Alright, so you got the motherboard and all the screws and little bits out for the charging port, so I'll go ahead and take the charging port out. I'll cut back to where I've put the charging port back in the frame, in a new frame, because I'm not going to keep filming all of this bit by bit. I'll kind of just show you step by step. Yeah, sweet. Alright, so we got the new charging port in. Now we just need to transfer over all these top components, MagSafe magnets and the wireless charger. I will show you that when it's done. Alright, so we got all the MagSafe magnets in and the buttons. I usually reuse the buttons from the old frame. I try to, just because sometimes the aftermarket ones that come with the frame sometimes just don't click, or are real sticky, or just don't work properly. So these ones are alright, so I'm going to reuse these. We got that little mesh up the top for the microphone in there. Yeah, those MagSafe magnets are a pain in the ass to do, but yeah, takes a lot of time. We're just going to give that about 20 minutes to dry, and yeah, then we'll finish putting the phone back together. Alright, so we got all the parts in the phone now. Everything's been put back together. So we're ready to get this turned on. One of the most important things, I can't stress this enough, is people who don't put the seals in and the battery tape. Literally 40 cents each, so cheap, and people just put double-sided tape on batteries, or even glue, I've seen. And these, you know, especially on a new frame, there's no cleaning up to do. You've got no excuse to put this in. So yeah, we'll get those installed and power it up and see how it looks. So the phone's on. Everything looks to be good. Just chuck it on the internet. I'll test out cameras. Yeah, cameras are good. Sweet. So yeah, with the seal, the screen seal, I tend to like to let it sit for about 10 minutes or so before peeling it off. Just lets it really bond to the frame, especially on these 12 series. They're quite difficult to stick down. Yeah, so we'll just test everything, and if there's no faults, we'll seal it up and get it listed. Oh, I probably won't film this part, it's quite boring. Yeah. Alright, so we got the phone all sealed up. There was one small issue. The mute switch wasn't working, this old dusty one. It just was real jammed up and wasn't working right. So I quickly popped the board out and we slotted a new one in there, and it's working fine now. But yeah, only small issue. Yeah. So it's looking brand new now. I'm going to take some photos and I'll show you the listing. I forgot to mention, if you're beginning and you want a bit of an idea of what you're doing, check out the Apple service manual. It's not going to show you all the little tips and tricks and how to do full frame swaps and whatnot, but if you read through it, it'll show you, you know, what all the parts are and how to take out the charging port and the cameras and not damage them. Yeah, so I'll leave a link to that and you can just check that out if you want. You can buy the parts as well, but I wouldn't recommend it. So we've got the phone listed up, taken some photos. nothing too flash, just showing the overall condition. Put it up for 620. I think that's really going to leave us a good margin, considering we have roughly about 380-ish Kiwi dollars in it. So after fees we should be looking at about sort of 580, so a couple $100 profit. And yeah, it's really good to have a good description, and you got to be clear, and you got to show like all the details: battery health, its unlock status, and yeah, shipping options. Yeah, I'll update it when it sells, see how long it takes. It's about 2 days later and we sold the phone. We got $550 for it, so it's not terrible. $30 less than I was hoping for, but who cares. Yeah, so that profit total came out to $170 profit. Yeah, so that's not too bad. I'll try and make another video. I'll see